Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasa Tato Jaya Mudiraya Nasa Paye Sabhadesu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavaiti Naisake. So Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Part 1. So, this is, the chapter has, title of the chapter is Questions by the Sages. Everybody understands English here?
Yes.
Ko ba bhagavatata ko ba bhagavatata sha punya slokedya kamanaha sudikamo nasrimo jashankali malapaham. So what for translation? Please, can you respond? Please. Ko, who, ba, Radha, Bhagavataha, of the Lord, Tasya, his, punya, virtuous, slokedya, worshipable by prayers, karmanaha, deeds, sudikamo, desiring deliverance from all sins. Desiring deliverance from all sins. Na, not. Srimad, does here. Jasaha, glories. Kali, of the age of quarrel. Malapaham, the agent for sanctification. Translation. And purport by His divine grace, His confined John, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada. Who is there not willing to take to the business of hearing the virtuous glories of the Lord, if he at all desires to get deliverance from all vices in this age of quarrel? Purport. This age of quarrel is the most condemned age on account of its quarrelsome features. The age of Kali is so much saturated with vicious habits of the fallen people that on a slight misunderstanding, there is great fight. Persons who are engaged in the pure devotional service of the Lord, without any desire for self-aggrandizement, and free from the effects of fruitive actions and dry philosophical speculations, can only get out of the estrangements of the complicated age. The leaders of the people are very much anxious to live in peace and friendship, but they have no information of the simple method of hearing the glories of the Lord. On the contrary, such leaders of the people are against the process of ventilating the glories of the Lord, or In other words, the foolish leaders want to deny completely the very existence of the Lord. In the name of secular state, such foolish leaders are enacting various plans every year, but by the insurmountable intricacies of the material energy of the Lord, all such plans and progress are being continuously frustrated. But they have no eyes to see to such failure in the attempt of peace and friendliness. Here is the hint to get out from this hurdle. If we want actual peace and life in friendliness, we must open the road to understand the Supreme Lord Krishna and glorify Him for His virtuous activities, as they are depicted in the pages of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Yena Tismaya Si Gurbe Namaha Suteta Manovistam Safitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadamaya Dadati Swa Padantikam Pandeham Si Gurum Si Utapadakamalam Si Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Si Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Ragnatam Tam Sajivam Sadveta Sabadvuta Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sirada Krishna Pada Saha Ganalalita Sipisha Karnishta Cha. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabam Jakapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Takta Kamchangurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabham Sutedeva Panchakalpatari Vichara Ayasi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Si Advaita Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vishnu Bhutale Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityananda Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharina Nirvisasa. So, text is about friendliness, peace, and how to get out from the prison, incarceration. Sometimes people don't want to hear that we are prisoners. We are suffering. Yeah, even the billionaires are suffering. That's why you find sometimes that some of the billionaires, they're not just satisfied with the money they have. They want to have all time, engage in all type of activities. They're not satisfied with whatever they have. They don't understand that what is lacking in their lives is the peace process. How to be peaceful. How can we give what we don't have? Is it possible to give what we don't have? I don't think so. So the leaders of society, they want to bring peace in the world. After the First World War, the League of Nations was established for what? To prevent wars, to bring peace in the world. It did not work. Second World War cropped up. Then the United Nations was established for the leaders of the world to cooperate, to work together, friendliness, united. But we are not united. Even in neighboring countries, they're fighting. There's a war between Russia and Ukraine. Now it's getting to a couple of years now. So wars. Sometimes people just lament about wars. We want peace. Material world is not a place of peace. Let's be straightforward. Let's be honest with ourselves. You find peace in the prison? You find peace in the prison? No. You might be such a gentleman. You've committed a crime. You're sentenced to jail. If people know what goes on in prison, I think people will it will serve as a deterrent. But people don't know. Even the criminals, they don't know what is happening in prison. It's until they go there. In most countries, when you go to prison, when they throw you into prison, you are raped. You're a man, other men rape you in the prison. You're a woman, other women rape you in the prison. That is one of the welcome address. Oh, yeah. So this material world is a bigger prison. We have a small prison. The whole material world is a bigger prison. Are we expecting peace in this material world? Yes, there could be peace, peaceful existence, peaceful coexistence, if people understand that Krishna is the only enjoyer. Now, people work so hard, but then we try to assume Krishna's position. We try to assume the position of the enjoyers. We try to assume the position of the proprietors. In fact, the main cause of wars is false proprietorship. Playing Krishna. Krishna is the only proprietor. He said in Bhagavad Gita, the material and spiritual worlds is the proprietor. They are all emanating from him. And that he is the only enjoyer of the results of works. So as long as people understand this simple peace formula, and we don't try to enjoy the results of our work, and we don't see ourselves as the proprietors, we are caretakers. As soon as we begin to think we are the proprietors, that's a problem. We want to usurp other people's properties. I have money. I have this big hotel. So I try to encroach on the nearby buildings, try to take them. I have money. This is what people do. And because they have the money, they want to usurp other people's assets, other people's properties. And then in that way, people are not happy. And you make people to be unhappy. How do you think you'll be happy? Because whatever energies we put into the world, we have what is called requital epistemology. Requital means we get a feedback of whatever we do. We get response. It's good, we get some good feedback. It's bad, we get some bad feedback. It might not be right in this lifetime, might be in the next life. And then we're born in a very horrible situation, and then I'm an innocent person, I'm an innocent child. There are no innocent victims on this planet. Because people don't understand the higher principles of requital epistemology. Then they complain. Oh, I didn't do anything, I'm just a holy person. So, Papa is describing here the leaders of the world, the leaders of the countries, leaders of society. They don't understand why they are not being peaceful. Because people First, I've assumed the position of Krishna to be the enjoyer. That the become the bogies enjoyers. Krishna, as far as Krishna is concerned, he gave the peace formula in the Bhagavad Gita. That he is the enjoyer of the whole three worlds, works, and all of the planets, and he's also the proprietor. As soon as we identify that, and we put Krishna at the center of all our activities, that gap is bridged to become peaceful. But how many leaders know about it? Bosnian leaders, they know about that. Political leaders, they know about that. Political leaders, they know about that.
Don't get into it.
So
Bosnia,
this is the problem.
you know,
Everywhere. The leaders don't know about this. The very peace formula that can bring peace to the whole world, the leaders of the world don't know about it. So this is the problem.
nobody knows.
So here is the point. We have the solutions to the problem of the world. And so the question is, how do you send this solution to the leaders of the world? Except you have people who are in that high echelon of society. I remember in Croatia, I was in Croatia some years ago, and I met this guy. He was trying to get into Congress. I think eventually he won the election, then he went into Congress. I remember I was active on Facebook at that time. So he sent me a message one time. They are having a debate in Parliament about this abortion. So he wanted the section of the Bhagavatam which deals with, child development right from the time of conception. So I sent it to him. He was so happy because he said he will use this to convince his colleagues that, see, if we are committing abortion, we are killing. This is what happens right from the first day of conception. These are the ancient scriptures. This is how the development takes place. So if you kill, even you abort even after 1 week, you have killed, and you will be responsible for it. So except we have people who are placed in those type of high positions who can enlighten their colleagues about these very things, there will be no peace in this world. Simple. How are they going to know? How are they going to know? Therefore, we have children. We should send our children to school. We should encourage our children to go to the topmost discipline, topmost level of their discipline, so that they can have influence on society. Otherwise, we will come on Sunday and gather. Some of your ministers, they come to a program. Some of your parliament members, they come to a program.
Here?
Uh-huh.
No.
So here is a strategy. It's called strategic planning. Ahead of time, our children, we should motivate them to go to school so that they study and then attain all those big positions. And they can influence the leadership. Yes, so in Croatia, it's a typical example of that guy, how he's a devotee, and then, he made his way to parliament. And therefore, the idea of peace, the formula is there, but if people don't use the formula, like in mathematics, you may solve a mathematical problem, and it makes it easy if you use the formula. If you know the formula, you apply the formula, you'll get the right answer in a short time. If you don't know the formula, you may solve that problem using all types of trinomials, trial and error. You may use 1 month, 2 months to solve one problem. And because you don't use the formula, you never get it right. So our situation, material world, is also like that. Krishna is denied. We taking the position of Krishna. We become the proprietors. We become the enjoyers of the results of the work. And so we have all of these catastrophes going. So yeah. Any comments or questions? Yes.
You spoke a little bit about the politics and diplomacy and everything what is connected with the governing some country, for example, our country. What do you say about idea to go somewhere in politics? Like I heard in Prabhupada times there was some what was the name? In God We Trust, in Australia and somewhere also in America, the devotees had some party and they were also going to elections and they get some votes, so maybe. What do you say about this?
Yeah, but then you see, there's nothing wrong in that. I'll give you an example of the devotee in Croatia. He became a member of parliament.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
but he's very learned. He went to school, he went to university, he has degrees and all this stuff. So he got elected into parliament. We have to send our children. We may not be able to do this right now because of our conditions. We have to send our children and prepare for the future. If we want the world to change, we want peace to be bestowed in our communities, in our countries, yeah, we have to plan ahead of time. So, just in Croatia there, I met one guy. I was telling her, I met one guy. The time I went to Croatia at that time, he was trying, he was saying in his prayers, he's trying to go to vie for a position in parliament. And he got it.
And you got it.
Yeah. And he used his Vedic knowledge to influence these bills on abortion, because these abortion things and the killing of animals, these are the things bringing wars too.
Of course.
Because violence breeds violence.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for you to go to politics and people hear you, you have to be highly elevated, really very much educated. Then people hear you. Yeah, in America, all of the politicians, especially in Congress, they are lawyers. Yeah. Yeah. So we need to see how we're preparing for the future, sending our children to school, to encourage our children to school. Because it's in the past, some people think that, once you're a devotee, you don't need to do anything. You just depend on Krishna. Krishna will do everything. But even on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Krishna was a charioteer for Arjuna. He was not the archer. He was not the one who shot the arrows. So we have to understand that. Yes, Krishna is there. Krishna should be our charioteer. We have to do the fight. Yes.
How can we recognize the line between discipline and fanatism?
It is very simple. Discipline and fanaticism. Yeah, most devotees are very fanatical. I'm sorry to say this.
But most devotees.
They are fanatical.
Yeah, without any reason.
Yeah. So, you can be fanatical living right in your home. The fanaticism begins at home, then you extend it outside. Then you begin to see that anybody else who is not coming to a temple is condemned. Become like the Christians who say, you are not a Christian, you're condemned. But we have a good philosophy that it's like when people travel, someone is traveling to, say, Split from here. One person goes by flight, another person goes by car, another person is going by cycling, another person says he wants to do exercise, he wants to do just be walking for some days. They will still get to Split. There's no need to use a car to crush the person who is walking. There's no need. He chooses to walk. Why you have to crush him with your car? That's what we do when we become fanatical. We think that we know it all. We know everything. If we know everything, then we should understand that we don't know anything, because Krishna is so unlimited, and we are very limited. So fanaticism is actually foolishness, as a matter of fact. People who are dull-witted, they are fanatical. People who are broad-minded, they are very objective. They evaluate people based on their status and try to encourage them, not to condemn them. People who are fanatical, they may be very learned, but, they want everybody to be like them on the spot, right now. Yes, so discipline means that we are highly self-controlled. Fanaticism means we are not self-controlled. Just the fundamental difference. Yeah. Fanaticism also implies, it's like Trump. He wants to annex Canada. He wants to annex another European country. It's like a child looking for candy in the wrong place. A child, your parents can always bring you candy. You're looking for candy in the wrong place. You go to the bedroom and you're crying for candy. Yeah. What is that? So, fanaticism means uncontrolled sensory modalities. Discipline means controlled sensory modalities. Yeah. Okay.
John.
Srila Prabhupada, okay.
Yeah. He's following Bhakti Vasudeva.